Manchester featured comedian of the evening. He's very funny. Everybody give a big round of applause for Cory the Gardener!
Hey! How are ya? Thought you were gonna read my credits. I guess you did. All right. How are y'all? Should have brought my harmonica. I know. How are you gonna pay attention if I'm not singing also? Was he singing? I wasn't paying attention. What's going on, y'all? You made it. You almost didn't, right? Your drug dealer was gonna trap you in a long conversation about Bitcoin, but you got out of there. I had a tough day at work. I have a hard job. I'm being paid to put up Bloomberg signs at all my Airbnbs. It's tough being a working person in America. You know what I'm saying? That's dumb. I'm tired of the election. I won't do political material after the first 15 or 14 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm gonna go through all I can. The last time I voted, it was easy for one of the things because it was an amendment and you could vote yes or no. Simple, no. Then I started writing in no for everybody else. It was like Commissioner of Soil and Water. No. We don't need one of those. Sheriff? How about certainly not for sheriff? How about no fucking way for sheriff? Solve a lot of my problems, you know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
I can't complain about anything. My life is awesome. I had like Adderall and edibles for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the world. It's the world that is a problem. Have you noticed that like everything is just the worst version of what it could be? I'm not saying it's a bad world. I'm not saying it's bad life. But like everything that is something is the worst version of it. I'm gonna have to explain that, I know. Let's go back to Plato. No. The mail. Take the mail. The mail is essentially the most important shit you could possibly imagine coming to your house. We're talking bills that if you don't pay them, the lights turn off. We're talking about gift cards. We're talking about thoughtful notes from grandma. You know what I'm saying? And it's mixed in with absolute garbage. We're talking about advertisements from the cable company that you're already paying for the same service. Just trash. And at the trash factory, there's a team of like evil gnomes whose job it is to make the trash look as close as possible to the important stuff. There are people's job who's like, how can we make this trash appear to be valuable for just long enough that it wastes someone's time into giving us more money? It doesn't even make sense. And it's not recyclable. You should be able to throw it directly into the recycling. That's all I'm saying. Everything's... The conspiracies, here's another one. I'll be done doing politics after this, and then my Fight for 15 material, and then like a huge chunk about the coronavirus. I'll be done with political stuff. We got to get through it. It's in my contract with Mr. Orange. He was like, listen, if you want to play at the peel, you got to go below the peel, and you got to get juicy in the pulp. Conspiracies are no good. Do you remember when they were good? Do y'all remember it was like JFK, did the Cubans get him, or the CIA, or the mob? And you were like, oh, that's... And now if you look at the message boards where people talking about conspiracy theories, you have a bunch of Nazi neckbeards, also Nazis, no good anymore. They used to be awesome, dressed like bosses, Hugo bosses. Now, just fat losers who, I'm sorry, I'm gonna offend a lot of Nazis. Not the people to offend. Luckily, I don't go to school. Okay, moving right along. The conspiracies are no good. If you go and look at the message boards, what do they talk about? They talk about the president and how if you think about it and you connect the dots, he's doing a really good job. And that's the whole conspiracy. There's no Cubans. There's no CIA. Just a man and a bunch of cheeseburgers effectively running the country. I've been going to a really nice tapas restaurant near my house. Well, you want to hear more about what I was talking about? No, you don't. None of you do. Which is why we had the abrupt left turn. A tapas restaurant. It's not really a tapas restaurant. It's an upscale grocery store with a lot of free samples. And they love me there. They let me eat whatever I want, probably because I'm the only one at the club. That's what I call it in my Instagram stories. That pays a cover, you know what I'm saying? So they just let me do whatever. I'm like a duck, and upscale grocery stores are my pond. You know what I'm saying? I just walk around and they feed me. And it's a good life. It was until this lady. This is fucking me up, y'all. I hate to just vent my trauma like this, but this lady, she's like an HBO lady, you know what I'm saying? Like she has HBO, but she doesn't even need to pay for the subscription because she's on HBO, but she still pays because like you gotta support people in this world. And anyway, so there she was with her like pearls or whatever, and the sample was like lentils and rice. Do y'all know what lentils are? Yes. Good. This next 20 to 30 minutes is not gonna make a lot of sense if you don't know what lentils are. If you cook them properly, they're like a paste. They're like a green... Okay, I'm not very good at cooking. But they're definitely a legume. You know what I'm saying? It's... Anyway, so she got her lentils, and she had them in that tiny little cup. You know what I'm saying? Who's got a little tiny cup? Okay, it's fine. We're moving on. Give me your... Okay, I need the cup! Okay, sorry. We're just... Like I said, this hurt me. She had the little tiny cup, right? And she took the little tiny spoon. And she took one bite and she just spit it out. She was like, "Who eats this?" And it's like, bitch, everyone. For millennia. Like, when people got tired of their food trying to eat them, this is what they turned to. For 10,000 years, your whole life was the same 30 people in your village and one bowl of soup that you would just eat over and over again. This didn't strike y'all like it struck me. Listen, she had no respect for the slop of our ancestors. And I was like, well, are you gonna eat that? And so I took the little cup, and I took her little spoon, and I blew off the lentils into the trash, you know, and I threw the spoon in the recycling, because I'm a good person. And I pulled my equally sized, very tiny metal spoon from the pocket of my tailored breast coat, because you gotta dress up for the club. And I ate the fucking lentils. They're delicious. They're nutritious. They're what our people was raised on. Lentils. Back when counting calories meant trying to get enough each day. And then there she was, with no and honestly, I'm happy. Because like, it's a testament to how far we've come, that we went from a species that had no idea which berries were poisonous to the other side of the spectrum, where this woman walked into a Whole Foods and didn't know what beans were. That's beautiful. Like, think about it. If you took a cave person that only ate lentil soup to a grocery store, they would live there. They would be like, this is everything I need. This is a buffet, pretty much. You got onions without the dirt on them. That is great. I eat a lot of dirty onions back where I come from. And you got firewood. You can just light it when it gets... Oh, it never gets cold? Oh, climate control. Oh, God just used to do that, and he hated us, you know? So, guess I'll just stay here forever. I don't know. One thing that really gets me in the grocery store is the 100-calorie packs. Have y'all seen that? That's amazing. What it is, it's a small portion of, like, Oreos or whatever that you pick up when you're like, huh, I like eating food, but I struggle with it because I don't know when to close the family-sized bag. And someone at corporate is like, we can help you. The solution is more plastic. Like, want to have some food? I don't know. On my way here, I ran into the most ungrateful. I hate to. I get it, but also I don't understand it. I'll tell you what happened. There was a homeless guy, and I was holding some leftovers. I had some hummus. I had some tabbouleh. I didn't have tabbouleh. It's just hilarious to say. One more time, tabbouleh. And I had some pita. And he was like, hey, can I have your leftovers? And I was like, sure. Guy who sleeps outside, of course you can have my leftovers. And I handed it to him, and he's like, ugh.
Oh, God.
Do you have anything less ethnic? And in that moment, you know how people talk about how your ancestors are smiling down on you? Watching you always? I hope they weren't, you know? How offensive to that is to everybody that's eaten by a tiger. He's just like looking down. Died at 14 fighting a tiger with a stick, you know, in the year 10,000. And he's like, Roger, you got through Vietnam, man. Like, just eat the hummus. Like, it's right there. Could be a tiger behind you, you know? I don't know. I don't even do really good with food at all. I always like eat the ingredients without making the meal, you know, just like really stoned, standing at the refrigerator, just like eating slices of deli meat. And like olives, just and like shredded cheese or whatever, and then the next day's hard, right? Because your family is like, you're making dinner, right? And you're like, yeah, and they're like, you said you would make us your famous spaghetti with shredded cheese and olives and deli meat on it. And you're like, oh boy. About that. Daddy got hungry. I think people I appreciate cooking, but people take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're always saying compliments to the chef. Compliments to the chef. Like, you get okay, you get brought a big plate of like gnocchi or whatever, and you're like, compliments to the chef. It's like, bitch, compliments to the potato. You can do without the chef. I can't. I can't do without the chef. I'm trying to learn how to cook potatoes. I just bought the instructional DVD. You know? Did I watch it? Yeah. Did I get sucked into the story? Yeah. All those hobbits. The ring. Gandalf? And then hour and a half in, I'm holding my potato and my blowtorch And I miss it, you know what I'm saying? The one line that teaches you how to make a potato, they were like, boil them, mash them, stick them in the stew. I'm like, what do you say? Blowtorching my potato, you know? It only goes so good. I can't do it. I can't do anything. I can't even get the water right. Neither can the city of Asheville, so I guess I'm the same. We got this thing, you all know about it, called the boil advisory. And that's when like the water nymphs at headquarters like shit the bed or whatever. And all of a sudden the water turns brown for like a day or two. And what you're supposed to do is boil it. Which I tried. I boiled the water. I tried to drink it. And I burnt myself. First I burnt my little baby paw, you know, like on the bottom of the pan. As I was lifting it to my mouth. And then I burnt my lips, you know, like scalded all my tubes. That was the last time I did the boil advisory. After that, I was like, no. I'm just gonna heat it up as hot as I can drink it. And that's gonna be good enough for me. I had my lighter and my pot, you know. After work, most of the day really for me, and I heated it up to a good half boil. I had a lot of lukewarm, hot water during the brown, murky. That was my boil advisory, you know, and I needed it too, cause like my face was all dehydrated from the scalding and like. I caught dysentery out of nowhere. Got real dehydrated. I can't do it. I need someone. I need to be in a relationship because being in a relationship makes you a better person. You know what I'm saying? Because you got someone watching you all the time. Someone to be like, hey babe, do you have a reason you left the ketchup now? Do you know why you did that? And you're like, no, I don't know why I did that, but it's good that we're thinking about it, you know? Trying to live an examined life. That's important. I don't know, I'm not married, not even close, but I'm at the age where a lot of people are getting married. And I get jealous of them. You know, you see them on Facebook with their pictures in their barn. And you're like, aw, one of y'all's about to get health insurance. That is so sweet. I'm at the age where people are switching from their parents' health insurance to voodoo.
Oh, God.
Anybody else there? 23, you're like, I'm gonna go to the doctor, get antibiotics. 26, you're like, pneumonia. I got chicken stock. And a blue crystal. Guess I'm gonna sweat it out, you know? It's crazy how that works. I think the same people that don't have health insurance are also the ones that are getting really into astrology. That's been my experience. Ever since I lost it, I wake up every morning and check my cancer. I was born in July, but like, cross my fingers. Do I have it? Do I have it? Please, newspaper. You know how the newspapers are reliable sources of information. I date shorter women often because I'm shorter, and you know how like tall women and sperm banks don't want you dating taller women, and like I get jealous sometimes. Like I fantasize about it, you know, like a real James and the Giant Peach situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had women who get me. It'd be cool to have one that could get me. You know what I'm saying? Just like come home every night and get manhandled every once in a while. I'm bisexual too, which if you haven't been around Astral for very long, is just nowhere near gay enough anymore for anyone. I went to a gay club recently called the Safe Space and got kicked out. That's awkward. The bouncer's like, you gotta get out. And I'm like, I am out. He's like, no. You gotta finish your pina colada and get off the premises. I know, and I'm like, not gay enough my ass. Not my ass. Oh, that's okay. That's the problem. I'm not gay enough, or I'm not gay enough for straight people either. That's hard, because they don't want gay men to look like me. You know what I'm saying? They want them to look like clowns. Because, like, I like regular guy stuff. And if I'm gay, they could be gay too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might not even be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if I like sucking dick. Every time I suck dick, I'm like, I don't know if I like that. Let me try it again. And I'll suck another dick. Like, was that even good for me? Like, bring that back here. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. I've been Cory. Here's Cody.